Alright everybody, here we are again for another review. Today I'm going to show you guys my 130X, all blinged out. Finally got it back from the manufacturer. So if you've seen my videos before, my previous part 1 RC helicopter review video, I talked about 130X and I showed you the box. And I gave you the whole story about how this went back to the manufacturer for a lot of different issues. They ultimately did not fix it. They sent it back. They turned down the gyro a little bit, but the rear tail servo was still locking, even though they claimed that it was fine. As soon as I got it back, first flight it locked. So if you've noticed, I have changed out the rear tail servo to a brand new rear tail servo. Now it works fine. Here we're going to go over a few of the problems that I know a lot of people are having with this particular helicopter. Okay, first problem, when you first get this helicopter, for the first couple days it flies fine. Then it's going to start to suffer from a head shake. Okay, so what you need to do is, on your swash plate, the little rubber O-rings between the ball and the connecting rod, you need to take your spare canopy mounts and use them over there. And that takes out a lot of the play in here. Once you get rid of this play, then you'll get rid of the head shake. But after you get rid of the head shake, all that vibration is going to be transferred into this little shaft right here. This little shaft is going to start to flex, because it is very soft, causing your pitch to be changing on your tail, causing the helicopter to have a sway because the gyro is going to try and compensate for it. So what I did was I added on a second bracket to eliminate the flex in this. Now the sway is gone. So I've eliminated the head shake. I've also eliminated the wag and the hesitation at factory, or at what do you call that? At hovering. It would always have a little bit of wag and a little bit of hesitation. So now with this second bracket on, that's pretty much gone. I've also added on micro heli's tail unit, so I have the pitch slider, the pitch lever, also the tail assembly. That's all from micro heli's off of Amazon. Let's see if you can see that. There you go, micro heli for the 130X. I also, when you convert to this, it's going to be a little shorter, so what's going to happen is you're going to have some play in this gear, and it's not going to always engage. So right at the end there, where you can see the torque tube in the middle of this gear, I put a drop of CA just to hold the gear all the way out and engage it to the tail rotor gear. That way it never slips. Otherwise this gear will just go in and out, and it'll disengage from your tail rotor gear, and you'll lose tail rotor. Okay, so if you change this micro heli, it's a little shorter, so you need to add a drop of CA right there on the torque tube, right in the middle, to hold this gear in place. Otherwise the gear will just slide back and forth on the shaft, and it'll disengage. Right now, I have it glued, so no matter what, even though I push it in, it will not disengage. Okay. I also replaced with, I think the brand is RKH off of Amazon, carbon fiber tail support bracket. This protects the rotor blades from striking the ground. The plastic one I had broke from the factory after just a couple of landings, so I ended up putting on a carbon fiber one, much stronger, a lot less flex too. The factory one's going to flex a lot, causing some undue vibration also. So far what I've done is, you've seen the metal components back here, carbon fiber. I've also changed out to a metal swash plate. I believe this is from Micro Heli also, off of Amazon. I got in my new 130X blade grips off of Micro Heli from Amazon also. And I have an RKH head unit, the center hub, coming in also. That hasn't got here yet. Hopefully tomorrow it should be here. Once that gets in, I think I will pretty much be done with the upgrades on this helicopter. I also changed the canopy to kind of match my Blade 130 or my Blade 300. So same design canopy, well, very similar design. That way they're matching. And I also changed. I put high performance, high visibility rotor blades and tail rotor blades. But besides that, the things you want to do, and I changed out the servo also, is you definitely want to take a look at putting your canopy mounts on your swash plate, and also adding a second tail support over here. Okay, once you do that, you'll pretty much eliminate most of the problems. If you're having problems with your tail servo, sometimes it's the soldering joint. A lot of times it's just the poor design of the servo itself. They fail. So I would just replace the whole servo, or if you can get parts for it, replace the motor in there. I've actually taken the old one apart and cleaned off the little track in there, but it still wasn't functioning properly, so it was locking on me at full throws. But with this new one, I don't have any issues anymore. This helicopter flies like it should now, after quite a bit of money invested in this thing to make it fly right. You know, I think brand new this helicopter was about $300 or so, but with all the parts I've added onto this thing, trying to make it fly right and shipping it back to the mainland, back and forth, and stuff like that, I think this is, you know, closer to like a $400 to $450 helicopter right now. It's kind of sad that Horizon Hobby Blade would release something like this without doing some more testing, and then flat out blatantly deny it when I send it back, or when the hobby shop sent it back, saying that no, there's no problems with it. Sent it right back. After 5 weeks of waiting, I finally got it back, and it still didn't fly right. The tail servo was still locking, and that was the only reason I sent it in. I told them I had addressed all the other issues already, and the only thing that was a problem was the tail servo was locking, even though this helicopter was only 1 week old. So I got it back 5 weeks later, same tail servo. They said it's fixed, it flies perfect. They told me what they did was loosen the tail rotor blades, where I tried loose, I tried tight, I tried snug, I tried everything. It doesn't make a difference really. If you make it too tight, you get a little bit of vibration in the tail. If you make it too loose, then it could come off. But I mean, I have it kind of loose right now. I mean, I've actually tightened it up since they sent it back, and it flies fine. So what they told me, you know, full of it, the tail servo is still locked. So I ended up changing that on my own. And now the helicopter flies good. Now I like this helicopter, and I'll probably end up keeping this helicopter, where before I was really mad at it and just wanted to get rid of it. I don't plan on buying any more Blade products, even though I enjoy my 300X very thoroughly, and now I enjoy this 130X, which I didn't before. You know, I'll probably keep these, but I don't plan on buying any more Blade helicopters in the future. I think from now on I'm going to stick to T-Rex, or maybe SAB, or Thunder Tiger, one of those companies out there, besides Blade. You know, Blade, it's hit or miss. Some of their stuff flies really well, some of it's got issues. You know, another fine example of issues is this little helicopter right here, the Nano CPX. If you have these, you know what I'm talking about. The main engines die on these, and you can't get new ones because they're back ordered. You can't find them on the internet, you can't find them on Amazon. You can't find them anywhere. You can try and get them from Horizon Hobby, but they're back ordered and you're going to wait forever for it. So, I mean, with Blade helicopters, it's hit or miss. You know, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is. With their other stuff from Horizon Hobby, their planes, you know, UMX, Park Zone, E-Flight, all very good companies. I like those. Usually pretty good stuff, but for some reason with Blade helicopters, it's hit or miss. You either get a good one or you get a crappy one. You know, if you get this 130X, keep that in mind, that you're going to be spending quite a bit of money within a few days to get this flying right again, because it'll fly nice out of the box. You know, you'll get a 2, 3, 4 days of flying out of it, you know, maybe 10 flights. After that, you're going to get the head shake, and you'll see what I mean if you buy one. So, like I said, if you do buy one, keep in mind you're going to need to, you know, do some work to it to get it to fly right. If you do the things that I say, it shouldn't be a problem. You know, I mean, if you try and keep it stock, you're going to be just as fed up with Blade as I was. Alright, everybody, I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you out there flying.